Hello, and welcome to a different kind of video from me. This is a series that I'll be doing all of Black History Month, and I just want to take some time and feature some of my favorite Black creators across the social media platforms that I use. I'm mostly on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. This list is in no way exhaustive. I know there's a ton of people to pick from, but the people that I'm going to be featuring are just the creators I thought of when I thought of this idea. The first episode in the series are going to be my favorite Black creators on TikTok, since that is where I spend a majority of my time. Now, TikTok actually already did something like this themselves. If you look here, you can see the creators they rounded up, and some of these people are people that I actually also count among my favorites on the app. But some of these people I was like, who's this? I had no idea. I had never seen these people before. My algorithm had not delivered them to me. So I'm saying that to say, while you're watching this, you may be like, oh, she didn't include so-and-so and so-and-so. I just think this is evidence that there are literally hundreds of thousands of, maybe even millions, I don't know, of talented Black creators who are adding tons and tons of value to not only this app, but other platforms as well. Now, TikTok actually messed up this past week when they hosted a Black History Month event, and this creator here is talking about it. I have her sound down so you can't hear what she's saying, but basically that's evidence of a Zoom meeting that TikTok invited Black creators to with Nicki Minaj, and then they gave other creators who were not people of color seats and let them ask all the questions. It was a whole mess. People felt really, really disrespected. So I'm going to try and do my best to pay respect to the creators that make me happy when I log into TikTok. I want to give a shout out to Canva too, because if they did not have these wonderful little Black history templates, then I would not have been able to do this because I did not have the time. Okay, I am starting off my list here with the TikTok creators that make me laugh. Mostly when I go on the app, that's what I want to do. And here are the people that do it every single time. I'm starting off with Art by Demarcus Sean. So this young man is really good at taking the minutia of life and turning it into really, really funny, kind of soap opera-y little sketches. I love every one he does. It's always like, he's got to be the most observant person in the world. And I've been this teacher that he's making fun of in this TikTok. I love his content. Okay, this is Smooth Jasmine, and she's great because she is the cheerleader that I both wanted to coach and I would have wanted to be on a team with her when I was younger. She does all these dances. She always does them really full out to whatever song. This is to a song from Encanto. We don't talk about Bruno, but she also hits us with that little jump, and she just tickles me. I love her content. Okay, Shay Love is hilarious. She lets you know in her bio and in most of her content that she is a Christian, but she's a great satirist, and she talks about a lot of different issues about like young womanhood. She's great. Mike O is so funny. Now listen, I always heard the word Hotep. I wasn't familiar with it. I just not something that is up my alley. He does a great job of producing this like satirical content around that type of a personality. He's great. Okay, I don't know how to say her username, but all of her content revolves around these scenarios between mothers and daughters, and she plays both parts. If you go to her account, you can like see her actual mother. Her mother appears like maybe once, but what I realized about her was I'm a toddler, and I love when people make funny faces, and that's mostly what she's doing. She cracks me up. Okay, I'm actually going to show you one of Derek's TikToks because this young man hit the nail on the head about what the issue is sometimes when you're trying to find a therapist as a person of color. And when I saw this, I was like, who is this guy? So I'm actually going to show this to you now.
Oh. Okay. All right. Let's take that item and really open it up, So she said she'd if you didn't get the chicken thawed out by the time she got home, she was going to whip your ass back into last week. Wow. Okay. So I doubt your mom thinks she can make you time travel by beating your ass. She was upset. Yeah, no. Okay, so did you get the chicken thawed before she got home? No. Okay. How did that go for you? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right. Do we need to get authorities involved? Okay. I mean, I am required by law, but okay, whoa, that might make it worse. I understand. Oh, this is tricky. I don't know how to move forward. I'm so sorry.
He's excellent. I love it. So good, so nuanced, so good. Okay, here's another creator who's wonderful at the satire. He has a bunch of different characters he does, but I really, really like this particular one that he just posted, where he's a writer in the room giving notes about whoever is producing this season of America with the pandemic and the different political issues and a whole bunch of other stuff. This was hilarious. A lot of his stuff is hilarious, and he makes me laugh. Okay, next up, I have the ones who make me pay attention, whether they're informing me or they just have great opinions. I love to listen to them. Okay, let's start off with Masani. She goes by Culture Unfiltered on TikTok. TikTok included her in their Black Creator Roundup, and for good reason. She is a great historian. She is wonderful with like current things that are happening in R&B, pop, rap. She always holds lives whenever something happens. So like her followers can get together and they can talk about what's going on in real time. And the production value that she brings to TikTok is really, really high. Also, can we just appreciate the TikTok that I featured here? Like, if you grew up in the 90s and you loved girl groups, you're gonna love her. Okay, here is another one, another kind of like music critic, Pablo the Don. Now, Pablo is definitely a critic. Every video that they do is well researched, they know their stuff. One time they got into it with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj and Pablo were going back and forth in the comments, and it was like, wait, what? So definitely has been accused of saying some things that are kind of, volatile towards certain individuals, but like is fine with it and produces good content. Okay, next up, if you like true crime, which I think true crime has definitely had a resurgence in the past few years, and some people ethically think that's wrong, some people are fine with it. I am a true crime fan. It is interesting to me. I love this account because she combines learning about different cases, most of which have to do with Black victims, especially when the Black victim is a woman. And she teaches us how to make candles. Now, I'm never going to actually do any of the things she teaches us how to do, but it's interesting to watch her content. So I really, really like this account, Crime and Candles. Okay, I had to put the Consciously on here, even though he has a huge platform on TikTok, verified creator. Clearly, I love the space he's making. This man is one of the men I was talking about in my High Value Men video, the type of person that is able to really hold up a mirror to like misogynistic, hateful content that some men produce on social media, and he loves to go after it and take it down. He has like lexical evidence of why certain attitudes and ideas are problematic, but he doesn't just do it for men, he does it for women, he does it for society in general. It's not just Black people, white, like literally everybody. I feel like that's his job on the app, is to be like everyone's sort of sociology professor. I'm not quite sure what his real job is. I don't pay attention that much, but yeah, he's definitely a prominent voice on the app, and it's for good reason. Okay, so she's new. She doesn't have a lot of followers. Kay Hearts-You. I love her because Kay could have really gone a totally different way with her content. Her favorite thing to do is to jump into female dating coach advice, whatever, and stitch it and just basically ask like, how is this really helping women? She asks really informative questions. People don't like it. In her bio, you can see she says, I have unpopular opinions. I agree with every one of them. I love her content, and I hope she continues to build her platform on TikTok. Okay, here are some creators that teach me. Of course, TikTok is known for being a place where people go and learn, but here are some people that I thought of when I was like, I want to talk about accounts I watch just to learn stuff. So here are some creators that teach me. Okay, so we've got the Shani Project. I included her, or the Shani Project, I'm not sure. I included her because I just talked about mental health and depression, and look at her like acting out the different ways high functioning and depression can look. It's very TikTok of her to dance it out, but I like her vibe. I like her account. Okay, next up I have Dave and Elise. I think that's how you say her name. I have this very closet right now. And the fact that she was able to take that and turn it into this is the type of home decor account I'm interested in following. She teaches you how to take your spaces and like transform them. And so I'm a new fan of hers. I'm new to her account and her content, and I love it. Okay, if you've spent any time on TikTok, you know the girlies are in love with vlogs right now. This particular blogger doesn't just, I have blog here on the screen, but she's a blogger. She doesn't just make like day in the life vlogs, so on and so forth, but she also teaches people how to shoot them, like how to take your camera settings and turn them into certain things and what have you. So yeah, I really like Slim Kim's content. This woman is so important to me. I can't say it enough. She transformed what I knew about wigs as far as like where to buy them. One day I'm really gonna actually follow her directions and install one the right way. She has like shopping guides for synthetic wigs on Amazon and how to take care of them. CoGlamour is the best if you're a beginner when it comes to wigs. This young man doesn't really, he has the most beautiful aesthetic food blog content that I've seen. A lot of food bloggers, vloggers, whatever on TikTok, they do this like very, very forceful, like they're like slapping the meat down, so on and so forth. He brought like elegance and like a gentleness to food blogging, and I really respect that. And also he has a website where you can like go and learn the recipes and learn how to make stuff, but I love how beautifully he does it. Here's another, this is a dream team, two sisters that join together, and the little sister cooks for the big sister every day. They started on TikTok. They have 1 million followers now. Now they have a YouTube where you can go and watch the tutorials. It's an excellent idea. It's a great account. I love Thunder Main. Listen, I love Thunder Mains so much. So what he does is he goes to Dollar Trees and he buys items to make dinner from the dollar store. He never really spends over $6. Then he comes back home, he lays all the food out for us. Look, the teacher in me is just so proud of the format that he's taken to do his tutorials and, you know, his content, because while other content is aesthetic, you know, and while you can do things really quickly, I love the fact that it's just very simple, it's right in people's face, and it's very, very effective. If you go to his comment section and you do not weep, I don't even know what to say about you. And I say that because there's so many people in the comments that are like, you know what, I've been really struggling with money and I didn't even know that I could get this much from the Dollar Tree. I didn't even know all this was possible. Thank you so much. The first time I went to his comment section, I was in tears. In fact, because of him, I started buying like frozen stuff and putting in the air fryer. I didn't know I could do that. But anyway, yeah, he buys his ingredients from the dollar store and then he makes, you know, them right here on camera, shows you all the things that he uses. And now he might have stuff at home already, but most of the main components of the meal, they come from the Dollar Tree. And that kind of pisses him off a little bit because he wants a sponsorship from the Dollar Tree and they're not responding to him. So he'll like start his video off and be like, Dollar Tree, where you at? But I really, really like his content. And I love how he plates his meals. So like I'm playing this all the way through just to get to the end so you guys can see how he like plates and sets up his meals when he's done. It's very fun. He like gives us a countdown and everything. Super fun. Oh yeah, pot stickers. And again, if you are like a traditional, like if you're a chef, like you could make this kind of stuff from scratch, you're probably not impressed. But he definitely makes food for like the everyday person who needs things on a budget and may not know how to do everything by hand. He shows you how to do that very cheaply. Oop, it's all done. We're about to plate it. Some spinach there, some lo mein. This is a meal I would rip apart. I love Asian. I love Asian food so much. I'm learning how to make it more now that I don't have to worry about other people complaining. This is my favorite part. He like counts down. He's like 1, 2, 3. It's so exciting. And then we get to see what he made. Look at how beautiful he sets that out. Oh, every time. It's so satisfying every single time. Yeah. Of all the food accounts on TikTok, his is the only one that makes me laugh. I was like weeping. Yes, I did have a glass of wine before I watched him for the first time, but I'm still so impressed, and I love like the vibe in the comment section. His followers are really, really happy for him and like happy that he's on the app. Okay, so here are the ones that just lift my spirits, whether it's because they, I don't know, I'll explain and you guys will see what I'm talking about. But basically, after I look at their content, I'm just like, yeah, when I walk away from it, you know? Okay, so here's Courtney. Now, Courtney got in trouble. On the top right, she's making a TikTok where she's like, I don't want to be like you girls. I don't want to be like Ari and Jada. I have, you know, she has a real Southern accent. And like, here's the deal with me. I didn't even know who Ari and Jada were because they're not my generation. So I had to go look. And basically what she was saying is, you know, I think I'm better than so on and so forth, which she got in trouble for that and she should have. But she's also really, really, really funny. And so of all the Black girl luxury like vloggers or whatever, to me, she's the most enjoyable because she really doesn't take herself too seriously. Okay, this is another funny, beautiful lady. The TikTok that you're watching right here is her in her own like little rom-com where she goes into a restaurant and like sits so she can work there and hopefully she can have a meet cute. Now she's actually a fashion professional and like she has a vlog and like a decent Instagram presence. But this right here captured my heart because it was just so pitch perfect. I think I actually saw this in the fall and I was like, who is this girl? So yeah, every time I watch any of her content, it's very romantic, it's very sweet, and it's also very funny. It was so cute. I have the sound down on all these, but of course their names are up on the screen. And so if you're ever curious and you want to see the content, you can go and find it. Doesn't she look so cute there? I like that bag and that little sigh. Foiled again. Maybe next time I'll meet the love of my life in a coffee shop. Been there, girl. Been there. Okay. This is the only guy that I'm going to openly admit to thirsting after on TikTok. This is the Trader Joe's Romeo. He lives in New York and he made a TikTok and he went viral talking about how he wants to meet his wife at a Trader Joe's. If I could go to a Trader Joe's without having a violent anxiety attack because the aisles are so small, I would go and like see if I could meet him there. Now he's also a little young to me. He's 30. And unfortunately, he is an Aquarius. So if those things don't bother you, ladies, and you live in New York and you like Trader Joe's, go check the boy. I think his name is Drew. Yes. Look at the dimples, the lips, the smile. He's adorable. I won't show you the other men I thirst after on TikTok because it would embarrass me. But him, I'm okay with everyone knowing that yeah. He's adorable. Look at that. So cute. Okay, she lifts my spirits because just look what the text says. She's 47 years old and just joined social media. To me, that's uplifting. This is my favorite person. My most uplifting person on the internet. Now that's hyperbolic, but let me just explain. So in this TikTok, this is Kenton Hollywood, Kendra. She made a content and videos about how she waited until she was like 27 before she got into her first relationship. It was the first guy that ever wanted to date her, and she was so happy, and then it ended. Kendra also, before that, had cultivated a community of late bloomers. So she actually has a Facebook page. And if you feel like that applies to you, they travel together. They do all kinds of things together. She also travels a lot by herself. So she's like a hostel and solo traveler, like resource extraordinaire. She's also a media producer. Very cool person, very human person, very open about her search for love and being a late bloomer, and very good at cultivating online community. If you feel like, you might line up with her in any way, I would definitely find out her socials because I think she's amazing and she does a great job. And yeah, I love what she's putting out into the world. Okay, I'm actually going to play one of her TikToks. I've played one before on this channel, but this young woman is so intelligent, and she did something the other day. She responded to somebody in her comments who was like, she makes a lot of content. She talks, about being single, so on and so forth. And someone was like, why can't people just be single? What's the big idea? So she made a TikTok responding to it, and I could never do what she did, and so I'm just gonna play it. Eventually, I'm going to play it. And here we go. A 2005 Journal of Neurophysiology study found that in the early stages of intense romantic love, the pleasure centers of our brain and the insula are activated. The insula is the part of our brain that rewards us for doing life-sustaining activities to make sure we keep engaging in them. A 2012 Archives of Sexual Behavior study found that long-term love activates the insula as well as the nucleus accumbens, which is the pleasure centers of the brain. In a 2006 study at the Effective Neuroscience Laboratories out of the University of Virginia, they put women in an MRI machine and then put them through a simulated stressful situation. When these women went through the stressful simulation by themselves, the hypothalamus, which registers stress, lit up, right? But when they were holding the hands of their husbands, the activity in the part of the brain that registers stress was barely visible on the MRI. The Harvard study of adult development has been going on for almost 100 years, and they have found the greatest predictor of late life happiness is stable relationships, especially a long romantic partnership. That is a quote. In 2015, Dr. Robert Weiss wrote that initial attraction, lasting love, and addictive substances share the same neurochemical underpinnings. Lasting, requited, companionate romantic love increases the brain's production of serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, reduces the activity in the amygdala, reduces the activity in the hypothalamus, reduces cortisol levels, lowers blood pressure. A lot of people seem to have this discomfort with the idea that you can depend on romantic partnership for happiness in your life, not exclusively, but in large part, when in reality, physiologically, that is exactly what good romantic partnership does. And from an evolutionary point of view, that is exactly what romantic partnership is for. I have hobbies and goals and higher education. I have wonderful friendships and a great therapist. I've been in therapy for 7 years. I journal and meditate, go for long walks, listen to music, pet dogs when I can. But in Sonnet 29, when Shakespeare writes, "For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings," he's not talking about long walks or petting dogs. He's talking about romantic love. Get him. Get him, Zoe. You get him. You get him. Okay, so here's Terry K. He has a lot of very, very inspirational things to say. Some of it is very cliche, but what brought me into him was this video right here, where he's talking about how if he goes out, he needs to drive himself because he's ready to go home when he's ready to go home. So he has a beautiful singing voice. It's clear like he has a very religious background, but for some reason, a lot of the things he say, like I know I've heard them before, but when he says them, I'm like, yes, Terry, yes, that's true. So he's definitely one of the creators on TikTok, that lifts my spirits for sure. Okay, and finally, I have belief in fatherhood. Listen, I know that family bloggers get a bad rap, but for me, I feel like if you're not doing it exploited, I don't know. I have different feelings about that, but I can tell you this family is beautiful. And look at how creative the dad is. And he appears on camera a lot. He's just not in this particular one that I used because I kind of wanted to show you the way that he like demarcates the screen when his kids are talking and speaking. It's very funny. And the way they talk to their children and the things they have their children say, like, I love my color, I love my hair, I love my mom because she looks like me. It's just a beautiful, beautiful Black family, a beautiful account. And the kids are hilarious. The kids are hilarious. But even more so, the production value is just amazing. And this family also has a YouTube channel. And, they're interesting. I want to see what they do with their platform. Look at Uncle Baby. That's what his dad calls him. And yes, those are my favorite Black creators on TikTok. Listen, I am going to continue this series all month. And what I want you guys to do is definitely in the comments below, let me know who your favorite creators are. I'm always interested in watching new people. Give yourself a shout out if you feel you have an account that people would want to follow. And thank you for watching.